much time will be gained, O Athenians, in return for the evil name that you will get from the detractors of the city, who will say that you killed Socrates, a wise man. For they will call me wise, even though I am not wise, when they want to reproach you. If you had waited a little while, your desires would have been fulfilled in the course of nature. For I am far advanced in years, as you may perceive, and not far from death. I am speaking now only to those of you who have condemned me to death, and I have another thing to say to them. You think that I was convicted through a deficiency of words. I mean, if I had thought to leave nothing undone, nothing unsaid, I might have gained an acquittal. Not so. The deficiency which led to my conviction was not of words, certainly not, but I had not the boldness, or the impudence, or the inclination to address you in the manner you would have liked for me to address you, weeping and wailing and lamenting and doing and saying many things which you have been accustomed to hear from others, and which are, as I say, unworthy of me. But I thought that I ought not to do anything common or mean in the hour of danger, and I would rather die, having spoken after my manner, than to speak in your manner and live. For neither in war, nor yet at law, ought any man use every means of escaping death. For often, in battle, there is no doubt that if a man will throw away his arms and fall on his knees before his pursuers, he may escape death. And in other dangers, there are other ways of escaping death, if a man is willing to do and say anything. The difficulty, my friends, lies not in escaping death, but in escaping unrighteousness. For that runs faster than death. I am old and move slowly, and the slower runner has overtaken me, and my accusers are keen and quick, and the faster runner, which is unrighteousness, has overtaken them. And now I depart hence, condemned by you to suffer the penalty of death. And they too go their way to suffer the penalty of villainy and wrong. I must abide by my award. Let them abide by theirs. Me you have killed because you wanted to escape the accuser, and not to give an account of your lives. But that will not be, as you suppose, far otherwise. For I say, there will be more accusers of you than there are now, and as they are younger than I, they will be more severe with you, and you will be more offended at them. For if you think that by killing men you can avoid the accuser censoring your life, you are mistaken. That is not a means of escape. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. Friends who would have acquitted me, we shall see that there is great reason to hope that death is a good. For one of two things. Either death is the state of nothingness and utter unconsciousness, or, as men say, there is a change and a migration of the soul from this world to another. Now, if we suppose that there is no consciousness but a sleep, like the sleep of him who is undisturbed even by the sight of dreams, death will be an immeasurable gain. For if a person were to select between the night in which his sleep was undisturbed even by dreams, as compared with all other days and nights of his life, I think that any man, even the great king, will not find many such days or nights. Therefore, I say that to die is gain. For eternity is then only a single night. But if death is the journey to another place, and there, as men say, all the dead are, what good, oh my friends and judges, can be greater than this? What would not a man give if he might converse with Orpheus and Musaeus and Hesiod and Homer? Nay, if this be true, let me die again and again. I too shall have a wonderful interest in conversing with Pylades and Ajax and other heroes of old who have suffered death through an unjust judgment. And there will be no small pleasure in comparing my sufferings with theirs. Above all, as in life, so also in death, I shall find out who is wise and who pretends to be wise. What infinite delight will there be in asking them questions? For in that world, they do not put a man to death for this. Certainly not. For besides being happier in that world than in this, they will be immortal, if what is said is true. Therefore, O judges, be of good cheer about death, and know this, that no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. I am not angry at my accusers or my condemners. They have done me no harm, although neither did they mean to do me any good, and for that I may gently blame them. Still, I have a favor to ask. When my sons are grown up, I would ask you to punish them, and to reprove them as I have reproved you, if they seem to care more about riches or anything than about virtue. Then trouble them as I have troubled you, for not caring about that for which they ought to care, and for thinking they are something when they are really nothing. And if you will do this, I and my sons will have received justice at your hands. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our ways. I to die, you to live. Which is better, God only knows.